Settle down, people. Our fighters defended the base successfully. Oh, the fun of being on a frontline base. Alright, now we can get back to it. Belkan for the past couple weeks has been causing serious issues, and we're finally able to retaliate. The first element of Jigsaw will be splitting off, and they're currently preparing to fly back to Usia. You guys will be helping Osean with the Belkan Fighter. Alright, the senior officer will explain the situation. Thank you, General. Since November 15th, Osean has been trying to push back the Belkan and terrorists joint forces. Our engagement a couple weeks ago in B7R was our last major offensive, and it was a failure. At an attempt to recuperate our forces and launch a counter-offensive, Osean called in reinforcements from an IUN member nation. The plan was to launch a naval invasion against the northern coast of Belka from our fleet stationed in Aurek port. The reinforcements were from Ameria's second fleet, the Daisy fleet. Unfortunately, our fleet was attacked at anchor by the terrorists, and also believed to be attacked by the Golem team. The fleet was destroyed, and now we have no naval forces in the northern waters, and no way to commence a landing operation on northern Belka. It must be a landing operation. We are unable to mount an offensive into the Belkan mainland from the south. Indeed. Around 30 years ago, the Belkans dropped 7 nuclear bombs on their own soil. They acted as almost dirty bombs, so the areas they were dropped on are still radioactive to this day. This means that a large portion of land is impossible to move our forces through. The land we can invade through is a small corridor on southwest Belka, specifically the southwest principality of Belka. This corridor, codenamed Frost Line, is made up of multiple large fortresses, and would be incredibly difficult for our forces to break through. Yes, Captain Holt? What fortresses? When Belka was annexed a few years ago, this wasn't a problem. Osean refurbished the line as a strong point if anything were to happen. They used to be Belkan in the 90s. Therefore, the fortresses were given significant firepower by the Oseans, and their defenses were bolstered. But the terrorists and Belka's forces proved to be too much for them. With what the terrorists seem to have in terms of weaponry, we can only imagine what that line has been outfitted with now, and therefore it's a no-go for our initial offensive. Alright. So what's the deal if we don't have a fleet up north? That's the correct question. Sailing around the continent would take too long. Currently, Osean is under a full-on invasion, and the Belkan forces are getting closer to the capital than we're comfortable with. Officer? After the attack on Aura, the aircraft carrier Vulture and its fleet sailed out to sea. They made their way back and have been out of commission for a couple weeks. The fleet has recently been fully repaired and is ready to set sail again. Right now, they're our only fleet capable of launching a landing operation. The only way to get the fleet to the Northern Sea quickly is to send it through the Futuro Canal, north of Auret. The Futuro Canal splits Sapin and Ostia. Belka has not only attacked Ostia, but also Ustio and Sapin. Due to this, the countries agreed to temporarily reform the Allied forces, and work together to counter the Belkan threat. Currently, the Allied forces are desperately defending the Futuro Canal. Without any help, they're going to be crushed. What's going on with the OGDF? They seem to be pretty confident ground force. It's not like them to lose like this. The terrorist forces have been shipping in their own vehicles and weaponry. Among that weaponry is laser ordnance. We knew Grunder was working on these types of weapons until they were raided. They got away with a lot of their equipment and research, and it looks like the Saviors ended up getting it. My soldiers and other general soldiers are all reporting the enemy's pulse weaponry, along with basic ballistic weaponry. It's been a major problem. We're dealing with a new class of tanks that carry pulse laser cannons on their front. While there aren't too many of them, they've dealt a significant amount of damage to our ground forces. This is something we can fight, however, and our current arms manufacturer shouldn't have too much trouble catching up. So don't fret when it comes to this. We'll get them back. Okay, on to the actual briefing for you guys. We'll be sailing the fleet through the Futuro Canal, and it'll be your job to defend it as it sails through. However, Allied forces northeast of the canal are struggling to fight and need assistance. We're going to have to ask that you assist both the fleet and our ground forces northeast of the canal. You're probably going to have to split up into 2 teams in order to take care of this, or you could focus on one of the operations and move on to the next one by one. The choice is yours to make, but the outcome must be nothing less than complete success. We can't afford any more losses. Once the fleet makes it through the canal, they will sail through the Great Lakes and northward through some narrower canals in our air defense zone. You will land on the Vulture once it reaches the Great Lakes and remain stationed there for the landing operation. Sapin and Ustio Air Forces are also being dispatched to help, along with, of course, Osean forces. You will be split from the rest of Sheeksall as a separate unit until you are no longer needed. You can now consider the Rosgrees an official squadron in the Osean Maritime Defense Force. You should consider this an honor, and do your part to boost our forces' morale. We will be launching at 1415 hours. That is all. You're dismissed. The sun was high in the sky at High Alert Base. Mobius stood in a hangar next to his plane. He watched as the C-5 was taxiing. The plane wasn't only going to carry supplies and personal items for the pilots, but a member of the squad too. There you are! Where did you think I was? You didn't see me with my stuff going to the transport plane? I did, an hour ago. Where have you... Hector stopped and realized what Mobius was looking at. Oh, I see now. Yeah, it's really beautiful, isn't it? Sure is. You know, I am gonna miss this place. Well, our departure isn't until much later in the afternoon. Come back inside, they're waiting for you. Who is? Your squad. What do you think? You want to have one last lunch with the Rosgrees before you leave, right? Say no more. I'm coming. Hector and Mobius walked into the mess hall. Everyone had already sat down and began eating. The Rosgrees were all naturally sitting next to each other, but across from Grimm sat Griffiths. The two were clearly having a great time talking, and Mobius tried to come in as unnoticed as possible, as to not interrupt them. Blaze didn't let that happen. He waved to Mobius and signaled him to sit across from them. The room fell silent for a minute when they all saw him. Come on, guys, at ease. You don't have to interrupt your meal on my account. Everyone smiled and got back to eating, except Griffiths, who simply rolled his eyes before talking with Grimm again. Mobius saw this, but paid no mind to it, and got a plate of food and a drink before sitting down across from Blaze. I respect you. I appreciate that, but you guys don't have to snap to attention for me. We're all military men. And women. It's how we show it. Doesn't it make you feel awkward? I was given company commander over the squad, but you were just as worthy, and I don't see anyone do it with you. Blaze grinned at Mobius and whispered, Why do you think I didn't snap too? I just thought you weren't paying attention. Both had a slight chuckle at that, not wanting to interrupt anyone else's conversation. Seriously though, it has nothing to do with the rank or who's in charge. If you were demoted to private tomorrow, I guarantee you'd still see the same reaction. You think so? Yeah. You're a legendary pilot. Ranks are just decorations to put on people's shoulders to make them feel more important. Hector's told me you've turned down those ranks just to stay in the air, and that gets you respect. But again, what about you? You and your squad were labeled as traitors by your country, and still continued to fight for it. In my book, that requires far more praise than anything I've done. We often do get that reaction in Osean, and so do I. That's my point. You get that in Osean too, right? That's right. Our story is more of a nationalistic appeal. Your story is told in high praise anywhere in the world, except maybe Arusha. I guess that's even about to change. That is going to be strange. You'll have to tell me about it when you get back. I'm sure I'll have a lot to say. The two clanged glasses and had a drink. Mobius then looked over to the end of the table at Griffiths and Grimm. They seem to be getting along well. Yeah, guess they really bonded down there. Blaze noticed Mobius looking at Griffiths. It was a distant stare. He wasn't just looking at Griffiths, but in a sense his whole squad. You okay? You and your squad are so close. You've been together for so long. I've had 4 great pilots in my squad, and look at them. One's in the hospital, one's locked up, and one wants nothing to do with me. That's not your fault, man. William and Kenny are responsible for their own actions. Travis just got outflown. Cypher tore your team apart. Almost did mine, too. You must not have kids. You're right, but what makes you say that? You sound like me when my kids were growing up. I obviously wasn't around a lot when they get into trouble constantly. My wife would basically tell me what Casey just told you, excluding Cypher. Thanks, Marcus. But it's not like I'm dealing with angsty teenagers here. By the looks of that one over there, you might be a little bit. It's a developing relationship like anything else. He'll come around. Hell, Travis did the second he saw you. It's William who needs some tough love. Was that what raising Hans was like? No, he was a perfect child. You definitely raised him well. I heard Griffiths talk about what he did. You must be proud of him. He actually asked us to stop telling him that. The kid's modest like you. Isn't he only a few years younger than you? He'll always be a kid to me. You know they used to call me kid. I've heard. I was the youngest flight lead in the history of the Osean Air Force. I guess I can thank Wheels here for that. Blaze pointed to Nagase and tried to muffle his voice, but she heard anyway. What was that? Blaze's face turned so pale, Mobius jumped in to try and save him. Casey was just telling me about how I became the flight lead for Warthog. Exactly. I told him how you gave up your rightful position to me. No, you didn't. You called her Wheels. Okay, I was doing that too. You called her Wheels? No one was supposed to hear except Johnny here. Johnny? You're either drunk or nervous. We aren't authorized to have alcohol. So what, are you scared of her? Just run, it's not like she could catch you. Unbelievable! Don't get your ass kicked saying stuff like that. Lord, Commander? After Mobius got done eating, he stood up and tapped his glass. I know it's still early, but as some of you may know, I do like lengthy pre-flight inspections. So, I'll give my final words now. All of you are not just the best pilots, but the best people I've ever had the pleasure of sharing a base with. I also feel I have some apologies to make. Kay, I shouldn't have sent you out of B7R like that. You're a great pilot, and your flight lead should keep you around in any fight. Thank you, Commander. And for the record, I would have been the youngest flight lead had I not passed it to Casey. My story doesn't sound as good when you put it that way. To you, Hans, I'm sorry I baited you like that. It was wrong of me to ask you to do something so risky and maybe a bit foolhardy. No hard feelings, Commander. I think I speak for all of us when I say you're a great leader, and we'll miss you. I appreciate you all. To victory! They all raised their glasses and took a drink. I'll see you out there, Kenny.
We are the most powerful military force in the history of man. Every fight is our fight. Because what happens over here matters over there. We don't get to sit one out. Learning to use the tools of modern warfare is the difference between the prospering of your people and utter destruction. We can't give you freedom, but we can give you the know-how to acquire it. And that, my friends, is worth more than a whole army base of steel. Sure, it matters who's got the biggest stick, but it matters a hell of a lot more who's swinging it. This is a time for heroes, a time for legends. History is written by the victors. Let's get to work.
Rosgrease 1, you're cleared for takeoff. Altitude restrictions canceled. Okay, give us a few seconds. Confirming link with new allied AWACS. Okay. Raspberry Squadron, you are connected to Airborne Warning and Control System Thunderhead. Whoa, 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 you're serious? He's our AWACS now? Something the matter, Captain? No, I'm actually pretty happy with this arrangement. I guess we finally have a familiar voice. This is AWACS Thunderhead. Rosgrease, good to speak with you again. Head south of the Futuro Canal and meet the fleet entering the canal. The Vulture will meet you there. I'm not too excited about being on a carrier again. I kind of enjoyed the open spaces of our airfields. It's just for a couple of weeks. We'll be alright. Too bad this isn't getting added to my retirement fund. Maybe if you bang your head on a wall, you'll get injury leave. Here's hoping. No average hot person likes walking around a carrier, I'll tell you that much. I'm sure Grim will be just fine. If you get injured, I'll be sure to take good care of the 3 position. What's saying you won't get my number 2? I might have to keep my eye on you. Well, I suppose that's a possibility. Rosgrease Squadron, cut the chatter. Try to maintain radio silence flying through this airspace. We want to avoid the enemy attempting an intercept. Oh, great. Is he going to be a buzzkill? Thunderhead? Yeah, this guy's always here. Oh, he'll quiet down soon. Wouldn't be very stealthy if he kept talking. Come on, guys, really. Alright. Maintaining radio silence. Cover the Allied fleet so they can pass safely through the canal. No mistakes! This is Captain Adam Reginald on the Vulture. All units and personnel, carry on with your duties, but listen up. Fight your way through the canal, and cover our Allied ground forces to the northeast when you can. That is all. Out. Blips on radar. Multiple enemy craft entering our airspace. Allied planes, you are cleared to engage. There's the counterattack signal. I've been waiting a long time for this day. Guess they don't want us to take back our land. Let's go!
Archer, engaging. Swordsman, engaging.
Edge, engaging.
Blaze, engage.
You know I can speak for myself. Yes, sorry. Used to be so quiet back in the day. Well, things change. Blaze, engaging. Or keep that fleet from getting through, one way or another. Those 4 planes are black and red. Let's watch how they operate. Maybe we can learn a thing or two. Those greedy Osean bastards! I knew they'd come for our canal! Prepare to defend against aerial attacks! Send out an alert in all directions! Receiving transmission! Our fleet is moving through the canal! Maybe we can finally get that air support we asked for. Allied fighters, listen up. Our ground forces in the northeast are under heavy fire and also request support. Split up and help both our Allied fleet and ground forces. Sounds like we gotta be in 2 places at once. Impossible? Not for the Rosgrease. Swordsman, Archer, double disperse. You 2 help out our army in the northeast. Me and Edge will take care of the enemy fighters attacking our fleet. You got it, Blaze. Any Allied squadrons who can spare some help, requesting you follow us to support our ground unit. Roger. Our fighters are attacking an Allied fleet southwest of us. They're advancing through the Futuro Canal. They've entered the canal, but that's as far as they'll get. We've been on a losing streak since Dinsmark, and I intend to change that. Being an escort isn't easy. Thrust the hood in the enemy lines! But that's not enough! Damn it, the enemy pulse weaponry is shredding through our armor! If you've got bombs, don't be afraid to use them. Enemy air support inbound! Do we have to do everything for our ground forces? They're doing just fine. No trouble in going to help. Focus fire on their laser ordnance! Swordsman, Archer, take out the enemy's ground forces. Prioritize their pulse laser ordnance. They can shred through armor. Blaze, break! Missile! Bandit, shot down! These must be the Rosgrease. That should be a good watch. Get your head out of the gutter and focus on fighting the enemy. No time for sightseeing. Shit, rocket! Damn it, we just lost another vehicle! Someone take out that artillery! Get up, Private! Move, move, move! What's the current status of our air support? They should be coming anytime soon if not here already! Archer, if you've got bombs, now's the time to use them. Fox 2! Enemy tank destroyed! Don't fly in a straight line. Friendly fighters, watch out for enemy air support. Archer, disperse and attack ground targets. Roger. Here I go. Hunter 2-2, fall back and await further orders. We're not in a position to retreat right now. Requesting barrage to cover our retreat. Copy that. Someone get me on the line. Friendly has been pinged on radar. Ground forces are requesting you target enemies around this vehicle. We'll get right on that. Blaze, enemy aircraft firing on the fleet. Can you attack from your present position? Negative. You're gonna have to do it yourself right now. Missile incoming. Fire our Sea Whiz. Missile strike 700 feet off starboard bow. Rosgray's team, the fleet is taking damage. Defend it at all costs. If we lose this fleet, it's all over. Give it everything you've got. Swordsman, enemy tracking you on radar. Don't let up until we've taken back Ustio. Blast a hole into that aircraft carrier. Don't move in too close to the fleet. You'll get shot down by friendly fire. Light them up with our anti-aircraft fire. All units, advance. Don't make me have to call the MP to back you up. I'll switch to covering our attack force. Rosgrease, don't underestimate the Belkans. They'll do anything it takes to protect the canal. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. I don't think these are just Belkans, though. Coast tank destroyed. Those things let off quite an explosion. It might be the mixture of the chemicals. They do let off quite a blast. Watch your altitude while executing your mission. The Rosgrees are engaged with Belkan forces. Other planes, go join them. I heard there's a few IUN coalition members caught up in the mix. Yeah, and they're supposed to be good. We're gonna take back this canal. This is Belkan territory. We're in a tight situation here, boys. Don't let them get any closer to Belka. Enemy armored vehicle destroyed. Let's show those allied cowards a little Belkan hospitality. The fleet is around 30% of the way through the canal. And that's the gate to freedom. If we can get through, we can turn things around. Look at these guys, lined up nice and pretty. Air support is doing a fine job. Launch an artillery strike on that line. Yes, that one right there. Roger, sir. Relaying orders. Fox 2. Nice kill, Blaze. Magician 2-1, here are your coordinates to fire. Copy that. Marking coordinates. Oh, that's pretty close to another unit. Isn't this danger close for Hunter? Yeah, since when does Shepard care about danger close? Swordsman, heads up! Enemy radar spike! Dropping! Hope those Belkans don't mind a little shock and awe. We can't expect much help from the air. We have to stop them ourselves. Damn! I've been hit by pulse weaponry! Ejecting! That was right near us. Watch out for enemy laser ordnance. Didn't anyone warn you, sapping guys? Enemy aircraft are carrying pulse weaponry too? That seems to be the case. That fighter was shot down right near us. Make a low approach to avoid their fire. We've got the advantage. Don't be hasty. Radar lock. Rosgrees 1, Fox 2. Splash 1, Bandit. Why don't we show them a little Sapanish hospitality if they so desire? Angle around that mount and join up with the Sapan ground unit. Stay with the enemy's line of fire as long as possible. Allied ground forces have started to push forward again. Keep it up, Rosgrees. Come on, man, don't forget I'm here. The barrage along with air support seem to put a stop to their fire. Start moving forward. Stick to the outskirts of our line. Don't let anyone slip through. We've taken too much damage. All hands abandon ship. Enemy destroyer sunk. Sinking one lousy ship won't change a thing. Watch me earn my ace wings today. We lost the support ship. Air forces, we need cover. Swordsman, Archer, cancel double disperse and get over here now. Copy that. We'll be over ASAP. We'll keep the ground forces covered. The fleet's the priority, so go. I thought for sure I was going to get skewered by that missile. Wings damaged! I can't hold up! Eject! Allied fighter down! Damn it! Launching long-range missile. Fox 1! Rosgrease 3, Splash 1. I confirm the kill! Look who finally decided to show up. We're here. So what's up? A lot of shit is up. I need you guys to disperse and engage enemies attacking the fleet if you don't mind. Roger, Captain. Can do. Oh look, the varsity team showed up. Quick, somebody get gargoyle here. The fleet is 60% of the way through the canal. No more air support? We still got some, just not the ones we had earlier. We're doing stuff now. We don't need air support to win our battles. I swear these guys only win their battles because of their air support. Hold position, but space out! Don't let the enemies drop their bombs effectively. Damn these Belkan aircraft! Blade Squadron, please assist! Coalition forces got nothing on Stingray's ground pounding. Then how about you get over here? I'm getting sick of these IUN bastards. They never learn to quit, do they? Be careful where you fire! The enemy's spacing out their line. Enemy planes inbound, hit the deck! Ground units taking damage in the northeast. Hey, where's our reinforcements? Why are there no fighters over here? Our allied attackers need cover in the air. One of our units needs to support them. White Devil Squadron, why don't you go do it? This is gonna be trouble. Their planes are ripe for the picking. Where's that report? Bandit on my tail! Why is no one covering me? Where's my wingman? Reason 2, report. The fleet is now 70% of the way through the canal. They're now in a position to support the ground troops. This is the captain of the Vulture. We can now provide artillery fire and support for our ground troops. Let us know when you need it. Blaze, Swordsman, you can now request an allied attack order to focus fire on targets of your specification. Use it when needed. White Devil Squadron, defend us, please! Keep your weapons up! Fire when ready! This could also work against enemy aircraft as well. Alright, let's get moving. Swordsman, double disperse! Copy that. Dispersing. Follow me, Archer. What are we doing, Blaze? We'll defend the fleet right now. Swordsman, support our attackers and ground forces. Recommending you request allied support. Affirmative. I was already going to do that. That allied fleet's getting a little too close for comfort. At this rate, we might actually make up for all those lost battles. Archer, cover me from enemy aircraft till I get this done. Copy that, sir. I'll protect you. I can see that fleet from here. Not good. How can I get this far? Edge, Fox 2. Closing in. Okay. Calling for allied attack. Fire at all targets on my nose. Copy that. Firing. Firing. VLS going out. Launching artillery barrage. I'll take these guys on. Who does this guy think he is? Just attack, Stingray. Receiving orders for allied bombardment. Go ahead. Launch an attack. Move forward. Go, go, go! Our ground forces are taking major damage. Just too many. Fall back. Dispensing weapons. That looks damn effective. Flames rising from the northeast. The rising smoke marks their graves. Try firing lasers at us now, assholes! The fleet is 85% of the way through the canal. Maybe we should launch another saturation attack? That seems to have done the trick. Keep pushing up and encircle them. They won't be able to recover now. Our ground forces are on the move. Captain Snow, the enemy ground forces are spread out and on the run. How about we split up and engage them separately? Affirmative. Copy that. Dispersing to engage ground targets. Rosbreeze 1, Fox 3. Splash 2. They're on the ropes. We should be fine now. Enemy firing VLS. Evade. Bullet 9 is hit. What a mess. How much has our lead strike force wasted on those 4 planes? Hey, black plane guy, you got a missile on you! Laser weaponry isn't a guaranteed win, you morons! Why are you screwing around? I'm getting real sick of you foreigners. By all means, show us what you got if this is so easy! They're still not retreating. This place must be important to them. This whole battle is important. The fate of the war rests on this mission. Allied fleet entering open water. Allied bombardment is getting heavier! What the? Fleet looks safe. Nice. The Allied fleet has broke through the canal. Nice work, Rosbreeze. This is Captain Reginald on the Vulture. My fleet has managed to pass safely through the canal. We took some damage, but nothing too serious, thanks to the gentlemen providing air support. This is General Shepard. My ground forces have broken through. It couldn't have gone much better. It looks like it's time to regain some lost territory. Raspberry Squadron, you did fine work indeed. I hope we meet again down the line. Good luck to you. Raspberries 3, begin carrier landing checks. You are cleared to land. 5 miles to touchdown. Two miles to touchdown. You are coming in too fast. Slow down. 1 mile to touchdown. Perfect, Raspberries 3. Stand by and prepare for your next sortie. Operation Last Chance succeeded, contributing to our nation's efforts to launch a counteroffensive against Belka. Having successfully mounted a defense against the advancing Belkan army, and our fleet passing safely through the canal, the Allied fleet marks the beginning of our nation's counterattack. Be ready for the landing operation in a few days. We have to wait for the IUN to begin their war in Usia before we can do anything on the north coast of Belka. Dismissed.